The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelaton. In this edition, election petition review dismissed. Portable defibrillators to be installed and street burgers on demand. The Supreme Court today dismissed an application filed by Peter Yakos, a petitioner in the Kompiamambum seat seeking review of the National Court's decision that dismissed his entire election petition on 23 August 2024. The petition was dismissed by the National Court for breach of Section 209 of the Organic Law on National and Local Level Government Elections. According to Section 209, a petitioner shall deposit a security cost of 5,000 kina at the time of filing the petition.
Peter Yakos' petition was dismissed by the National Court because he paid his fee out of time. However, he sought to review the decision of the National Court that dismissed his petition. The Supreme Court, however, also dismissed his review application. Pundare's lawyer, George Lau, said the Supreme Court dismissed the application because the applicant did not comply with certain rules of the Supreme Court rules. He said the court found that the nature of the case was not pleaded in the application for leave to review, and also the applicant failed to attach the affidavit of the National Court order that dismissed the entire election petition.
Found that the nature of the case was not pleaded in the application for leave to review, and also the applicant, Peter Yakos, failed to attach the affidavit. Attached to the affidavit for order of the National Court, which dismissed the National Court.
Lau welcomed the decision of the court and indicated that there are other election petition cases against his client, which he will concentrate on following the successful completion of his case. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
The East New Britain provincial government, through its provincial administration, has vowed to support police with logistics and other requests in its effort to address the surge in lawlessness in the province. A special police operation was launched on Tuesday this week as a normal Christmas and New Year's festive operation, but more so targeted at a number of hotspot areas in the province where there's been significant increase in lawlessness. Chairman of the East New Britain Law and Order Committee and Provincial Administrator Levi Mano said this operation is no different to any other police operation during the festival period. However, there will be more awareness by police to make sure the people themselves in each community take ownership of their problems and also assist the police with reliable information so that normal process of police operation continues. The Mineral Resources Authority and the China Geological Survey today signed a memorandum of understanding to cooperate in the field of geoscience. MRA Managing Director Jerry Gary says this agreement will greatly enhance the work of the authority with financial capability and human resource cooperation shared between both parties, stating the agreement is mutually beneficial. The Memorandum of Understanding signed today between the Mineral Resources Authority and China Geological Survey of the Ministry of Natural Resources of the People's Republic of China provides a framework for the exchange of scientific and technical knowledge and improving capability in geoscientific research.
This project, which will be based in Papua New Guinea, we will be working here. So MRA and Papua New Guinea as a whole is very privileged to be associated with China, to take part and to use those techniques and learn from them, from the China Geological Survey. So basically that's, and the data that we collect from this Geoscience program will be used to enhance the knowledge of Papua New Guinea. And we hope in the long run, the training that or the experience that we gain from this joint project, we will be able to share with the other agencies in Papua New Guinea, the government departments, and also we will be able to carry out similar projects and expand it to the other areas or rest of Papua New Guinea.
This 5-year MOU follows the initial agreement signed in 2012.
We need to keep abreast of the latest development in terms of the knowledge and also the technologies available across the globe so that we can utilize them locally to enhance our understanding of the geology and, of course, mineral deposits, but most importantly about the structures we have, because they also impact on the safety of the structures and the safety of our livelihood in this land. So it is crucially vital that we have such a collaboration to exchange expertise and also to draw on the new technologies that's available in developed countries.
The exchange and cooperation that will be facilitated through the signing of this MOU includes the exchanges of scientific and technical knowledge and will depend entirely on the financial capability and human resources of both the MRA and the China Geological Survey team. Work is expected to begin at the Sir Ignatius Kilaga Outdoor Stadium early next year. Member for Ley and Chairman of the Ley City Authority Board, John Rosso, revealed that funding has been secured for the first stage of the upgrade, which is the design of the stadium. It is being done by the LCA team. Rosso said work is expected to commence January 2025. The signing of the handover takeover documents between LCA and the PNG Sports Foundation took place Friday, April 12, 2024. Meantime, Rosso said the Ley Main Market demolition contract is done. The Kamkumong Bridge contract has been awarded. Funding for the Busu Bridge is still being sourced, and construction of the Back Road dump to Bumayong Road is in progress by JVPNG under the supervision of the Department of Works and Highways. The Metropolitan City Authority is also trying to get the Bumayong 10 City section contracted. The National Airports Corporation and the Rotary Club of Port Moresby will be collaborating on a significant mission to enhance medical emergency response at both Port Moresby International Airport and Nadzab Tomodachi International Airport. Through this collaboration with the Rotary Club, National Airports Corporation will receive 6 portable defibrillators sponsored by the Rotary Club of Port Moresby and supplied by St. John Ambulance. They will be strategically placed inside the terminals at both Port Moresby International Airport and Nadzab Tomodachi International Airport. These life-saving devices will be vital in responding to cardiac arrest emergencies. To ensure that NAC staff are adequately trained to effectively use these machines, the Rotary Club of Port Moresby have sponsored training on the use of these devices together with a full first aid training conducted by St. John Ambulance for up to 60 NAC staff working at various operation and support roles at both airports. The one-day training sessions will be conducted on November 13, 20th, and December 4th, 2024.
About 12 months ago, we decided to enter into an initiative to provide these G5 defibrillators and also sponsor first aid training up at the National and Supreme Court House. The idea came about after having an impromptu meeting with one of the judges up there who alerted me to the fact that on any given day they've had lawyers that have literally passed away due to cardiac arrest. And I guess a lot of that comes from, you know, the stress relating to being a lawyer, lots of reading, representing clients, etc., etc. The other problem that we identified was that there wasn't anybody trained up there in first aid. So our club decided that we would take on the initiative of supplying 5 defibrillators up at the courthouse. In addition to that, through St John's, they've trained 80 staff, 80 NJS staff in first aid. That included the Chief Justice himself did the first aid course. So you can't get better promotion for first aid than that. From there, the project kind of took a bit of a twist when I got a phone call one day that my own brother in Australia had passed from cardiac arrest, and sadly there wasn't anybody there that knew first aid or was there access to a defibrillator. I resolved from that day on in that whilst I may not be able to help my brother, I was going to do everything I can while I'm a guest in this country to make sure that we have these in as many public spaces. And with that, I reached out to Dominic here to see whether NAC would be interested in the Rotary Club sponsoring purchasing 6 of these devices and then training. It was 60 staff, but I've been told today it's going up to 80 in first aid.
The skills that NAC staff will learn is not just about cardiac arrest, nor are they going to be doctors at the end of this training, but this will equip them with the skills and the confidence of being able to handle a medical emergency within the airport environment. This is TVWAN News. Among stories after the break, Digicel Christmas initiative and street beggars on high demand.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bougainville.
Open hands.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
All right, man. Show me some good slippers around here.
What's what?
Good, you want. Strong like you, smart like me. Yeah, I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you? No, please. I'll take them. Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Welcome back. The Lay International School has opened a new state-of-the-art boarding house at its Coronation campus in Lay, accommodating up to 100 students in grades 6 to 12. The facility offers a safe, air-conditioned environment for families seeking quality education and university pathways. Principal Gregory Neville highlighted LIS' 20 years of boarding experience, noting that it is the best facility in Morbe Province and the only IEA school in Papua New Guinea offering boarding for ages 18 months to 18 years. The new boarding house allows LIS to expand its secondary offerings, focusing on STEM, robotics, and various sports while providing IGSC, ACT curriculums, and TAFE programs for aspiring university students. Enrollments for 2025 are now open. In a heartwarming gesture of Christmas cheer and commitment to community, Digicel PNG visited the Bomana Light Bearers Early Childhood Learning Center near 9 Mile in NCD, continuing a cherished annual tradition.
For the past 5 to 6 years, Digicel PNG has returned each November, bringing festive joy and valuable resources to young learners at the Bomana Light Bearers Early Childhood Learning Center. This year, over 150 students were each surprised with a Christmas gift and provided school essentials to prepare for the year ahead. The children received backpacks, lunch bags, raincoats, and pencil cases, ensuring they are equipped for learning. Digicel PNG also hosted an end-of-school year celebration party, treating both students and teachers to a day of festivities, treats, and fun activities. The initiative, part of Digicel PNG's corporate social responsibility, reflects a dedication to empowering young minds, nurturing dreams, and spreading the true spirit of Christmas to local communities.
Mission Aviation Fellowship has launched plans to re-establish an operation in Bougainville. The decision was prompted by the Bougainville Christian Churches Association, which has requested that MAF set up operations in the autonomous region, and there is strong evidence of support from the Bougainville government. A launch team is being formed to oversee the startup with the aim of establishing a presence in Buka by Easter 2025. The initial work will be done through MAF Technologies, which is expected to install solar electricity in health centers, schools, and churches, as well as distributing audio and printed Bibles in vernacular languages. MAF hopes to commence aviation operations in the second half of 2026. A young man pushing aside the stigma of leaving university and his work in the law firm to start up what he really loves, and that's cooking. He is now encouraging young people to do what they love, however, keep expectations realistic.
Dylan Gavara Nanu from Central and New Island Province has begun a street food business, making delicious cheap burgers with a goal to start up a restaurant of his own. Dylan studied law in Australia and was in his second year of studies when COVID-19 hit. After the borders were opened, Dylan came back to the country and began working as a clerk at a law firm. Super Smash Bros is the name of his business and has been running for roughly a month now. When asked why he left the law firm, this was his response.
I just kind of got tired of it because I've done a lot of clerical work. That's like my third stint as a clerk. I came up with the idea because I like to cook, and also I was just thinking of like what the people, trying to do something that the people would want. Like I know like there's probably a lot of people that are tired of eating lamb flaps and sausage. And we try to keep everything try to keep the quality control high. Everything is like clean, hygienic.
Dylan began his business with 3,000 kina as his capital and waited for a mega clearance sales at Brian Bell and bought all the things he needed for his startup. He shared that he's assisted by a few of his good mates, and one of his reasons is to support the street boys and inspire the younger generation as well. He pays Rex, his helper, 5 kina per hour. He starts business at 10 a.m. and ends usually in the afternoons.
Start small. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Dylan's inspiration came from his late mother. The memories of his mother in the kitchen, and shared that he gained that passion again when he was a waitress in Melbourne, Australia.
You get people like coming all the way from Garahu.
Meantime, Dylan's goal is to own a food truck or a restaurant. If all goes south, he'll listen to his grandparents and continue his schooling in Australia. Jasmine Erjak, TVWAN News.
The National Training Council, or NTC's initiative to include the unemployed youth of Port Moresby into a formal setting comes as a pleasant surprise to the youth on the street. A first of its kind, the National Training Council has started something that seems acceptable to the youth, as few of them expressed. On Wednesday 13, the team for survey were at Pacific Engineering on Croton Street along Waigani Drive and outside the Eliseo Shopping Centre at North Waigani.
Freelance mangi. Yeah, me plus 100% trust job me plus lo aircon, mechanical or electrical, spray painting, body fill, and mostly do with the automobile. That's all. Me plus plenty family man. Me plus at very beginning. Even me plus at PM school we live lumda place to. Some boy come later to me plus assisting mall. School we look out him some family or sick line come to awesome. That's why me plus I am living now. Look out him all.
Struggle na sinan loyo mosam. Mi bla sanidi won bla album sila itu. Good bla su bla kami bla mas. I think you bla kan migi san lawe blum bla long. Mi bla kan sinan number lo sam la pona we gaban yu luk sala mi bla long. Mi bla mangi bla ranosam.
And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2526 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2451 US, $0.3751 Australian dollars, $0.2246 euro, and 37.82 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher, gold, crude oil, and copper closed lower, while palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news from abroad when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Enjoy life when we're working together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a Scalra's family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite from us. Tennessee Cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Tennessee Cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
Bro, it's awesome, man.
Pepsi promotion.
I'm so excited. Let's go, let's go.
Amber,
Pepsi
for Matt.
Pepsi for Matt.
And how do you win this? Buy 2 plus Pepsi, that's all.
2 cans, bro. 2 plus, that's all.
You get yourself a chance to win
This box of Matt.
It's crazy cool. My God! Pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that? Full cool.
Hummel Petroleum is a major regional petroleum industry player involved in large-scale upstream, midstream and downstream petroleum and energy developments in the country. We are committed to ensuring that Papua New Guineans maximize benefits from the petroleum and energy sector.
Thanks for staying with us. In news overseas, clean air and water and a livable climate are inalienable human rights, says head of the World Health Organization in the Pacific. Dr. Saya Mau Piukala says involving the climate crisis is not only a question of politics, it is a moral obligation. Piukala's comments come as the 29th COP29 got underway in Baku, Azerbaijan on Monday. More than 40,000 people from across the world are attending the meeting from the 11th to the 22nd of this month. WHO Pacific says climate change represents a fundamental threat to human health and climate change is real. Climate change impact on health is alarming. Lawyers for two asylum seekers have told the High Court their clients were kept in detention months longer than they should have been. After last year's ruling, such detention is illegal. Both men are seeking damages for the extra time they spent in detention while their visas were being assessed.
From Poland and the other from Vietnam. Both have criminal records and both have protection findings that if they were to return home, they could face harsh treatment. For the Vietnamese detainee, that could include the death penalty. Their lawyers argue that even if their visas were refused, there was no prospect of them being removed from Australia in the foreseeable future, making their release inevitable. But the government sought to differentiate the case from last year's decision, which has seen more than 200 people released from detention. It argued the ruling related to situations where removal was requested. The High Court heard that in the current case there had been an absence of a request for removal and the detention was justified.
The annual Schoolies Festival gets underway on the Gold Coast this weekend, and for the first time a drug testing service will be provided. The aim is to reduce harm, but it'll be a one-off with Queensland's new LNP government vowing to ditch it.
Each year, thousands of teenagers flock to the Gold Coast to party, a post-school pilgrimage that's been made for decades. But this summer, there's something new on offer: pill testing. So how will it work? The free service will be set up inside the Emergency Treatment Centre on the Esplanade at Surfers Paradise. It'll be open from the 16th to the 22nd of November, each day between 2 and 6 p.m.
We only need a really small amount to get tested, so we need about the size of a match head. Using our infrared spectrometer, we can give a good estimate of what we believe to be the most prominent ingredient in there. What we've found is that particularly where someone finds an unexpected substance in their sample, almost all of them will dispose of that.
The process takes about 20 minutes, including a conversation with a health worker.
A lot of our discussions are around the risks of overdose and the signs of overdose, and also advising the safest option is to not use drugs.
About 100 police are assigned to schoolies, but they won't be active around the drug checking zone.
We will not be doing any enforcement in and around the pill testing areas. The intention is to allow people, if they have a dangerous drug, to get it tested.
At least it's a bit safer.
Probably better just to have no enabling of it at all.
I think it's a good idea. Then they can make a conscious choice about, do I want to take this or do I not want to take this?
But while drug checking is done in several countries around the world, Queensland's new LNP government does not support it at schoolies.
We want to send a message to young people that there is no safe amount of drugs that they can use. They don't need drugs in their lives to have fun.
Meaning there'll be no pill testing at schoolies next year. Experts are dismayed.
Pill testing has been in place for decades globally. It's evidence-based, we know it works. We would really encourage the government to look at the outcomes of this, and we'd encourage them to keep it going into the future.
There will be an extended overnight train schedule in Sydney from midnight until Sunday as part of an ongoing industrial dispute about railway workers' pay. The government capitulated to demands for 24-hour services to avoid a complete shutdown of the train network.
Time for commuters here in Sydney as the New South Wales government and the union bargain over a new enterprise agreement. The union had been threatening to completely shut down the rail network today if the government didn't come to the table on its demands. But now it looks like we're actually going to be seeing an increase in services rather than a decrease. And that's because there's going to be a trial this weekend of the 24-hour train service timetable. What this means in practical terms is that if you are wanting to travel on a suburban...
In the latest attempt to get Northern Territory kids to school, a new brand of truancy officer will have the power to issue fines to the parents of absentee children. The government refreshing an approach employed by Tony Abbott in 2014, which experts say had mixed results.
The streets of Yuendamu, alongside a crew of new attendance officers. Today, the NT government announcing a fresh crackdown.
People need to remember that not sending your children to school is against the law.
No new laws are required, as existing powers already allow education staff to fine parents whose children regularly miss school.
If parents don't get their kids to school, we're going to give them every opportunity to do so, but at some point in time, the school attendance officer can issue a fine of, I think, $370.
In Yuendamu, between 2014 and 2017, the local school saw attendance lift 3% after the arrival of the Abbott government's yellow shirts. But territory-wide attendance dropped 3% over the same period and has since dropped a further 5%. Successive strategies since then get an F for fail from those who've seen them come and go.
Sometimes it's an attendance officer, sometimes it's a truancy officer, sometimes it's a school engagement officer. But there's no evaluative evidence to suggest that any of those approaches have made any difference to attendance rates.
Mr Gunther also points out there are remote schools with attendance over 90% doing things very differently.
They want to be there at school because it's a fun place to be, it's an engaging place to be, it's a welcoming place to be, both for parents and the children.
The government says there are 35 new attendance officers across the territory this month, with $3 million in extra funding per year to support more. And unlike previous iterations of the policy, these new attendance officers will be trained up to issue warnings and fines.
And our news segment ends on that note. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
We're ready to go.
favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks Noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook, and with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks Noodles, tastier but you like it more.
My forefathers lived up in the mountains because they were warriors. I was born in this kind of environment. It's not really a long time, and that kind of amazes me too, of the change and the shift that has taken place in a very short space of time, like growing from a Stone Age kind of life to this modern age. Life is just too fast.
Welcome back. In sport, NCD Suburban Sports Foundation Chairman and founder of NCD Governors Cup, Billy Aki, has introduced an additional 10,000 kina cash prize for 2 semi-final losers this year. He said this is only for the 2 men's teams that are eliminated from the Cup semi-finals, walking away with consolation cash prizes of 5,000 kina each. Aki said this is fair as these 2 teams had played all the way to the semi-finals, and losing without any incentive is frustrating for them. With registration open for NCD Governors Cup, teams are coming to settle their fees for the biggest Christmas tournament on December 9 to 27. New Caledonia has 1 foot in the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup 26 Oceania qualifiers after an impressive come-from-behind victory over Solomon Islands 3-2 at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby today.
Having lost their opening Group A match in Suva last month to Fiji, New Caledonia needed a win in the opening match of the OFC qualifiers second leg of the Group A match. The New Caledonia team knew anything less than a win today would leave them with a mountain to climb in their bid for a semi-final place. In the sweltering Port Moresby heat, it was the Solomon Islands who appeared to be handling the conditions better. Despite this, however, New Caledonia almost restored their lead. 6 minutes before the interval, Javin Alec gave Solomon Islands a crucial lead. At the other end, Solomon Islands were thrice denied, once by an excellent save and the 2 subsequent goal line clearances, as New Caledonia somehow held on. The Solomon Islands will now be reliant on results elsewhere if they are to have any hope of advancing to next year's semi-finals in New Zealand. Kaokiru Jr., TV1 Sports.
That ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Daru, partly cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorm. Homase, Lay, cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Medan, partly cloudy with possible few showers and thunderstorm. Wewak, mostly fine with chances of brief showers. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, mostly fine with chances of showers. Kimbe, partly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. And Buka, mostly cloudy with chances of few showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorm. Oroka, Bans, Kundiawa, Mendi, Tari, and Wabeg, cloudy with some rain and thunderstorms. Coral seas. Seas moderate to rough with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots at times. Solomon and Bismarck seas. Seas smooth to slight with northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean. Seas slight with northeast to easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Islands, Kerama, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 0.5 to 2 meters. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all Milime Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And waters of Manus and its western group of islands, and waters of New Ireland to East New Britain and Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.